If you are retired, or you are staring down the runway toward retirement, you have worked far too hard and for far too long to let the digital age intimidate you out of protecting your money. I know what you're thinking when you hear words like cryptocurrency, blockchain, or digital wallets. You think, Susie, that is for the grandkids. That is too risky. I am going to lose everything to a computer hacker. I hear your fear, and I validate it because protecting your principal is rule number one in retirement. But ignoring how the financial world is changing is a risk in itself. You need to understand how these tools work, not because you are day trading risky digital assets, but because you must be the master of your own financial destiny. Today, we are talking about a tool called the Phantom Wallet. I am going to break down exactly what it is, the fear surrounding it, the questions you must ask, and the exact steps you need to take to keep your money safe. First, let's identify the problem. The traditional banking system is no longer the only game in town. More institutions, and yes, even traditional financial companies, are moving toward digital assets. The problem is that navigating this new digital landscape feels like walking through a minefield blindfolded. When you want to buy a stock, you go to a reputable broker. But in the digital asset world, if you want to hold things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana, you need a digital wallet. Many people make the massive mistake of leaving their assets on the exchanges where they bought them. That is like leaving your cash sitting on the counter at the bank instead of putting it in a vault. If that exchange goes under, your money goes under with it. You need a way to take personal control of your assets, and that is where a wallet like Phantom comes in. Now, let's address the fear. The biggest fear you have, and it keeps you up at night, is the fear of the unknown and the absolute terror of being scammed. You hear stories about people clicking a link and their entire life savings vanishing into cyberspace. That fear is healthy, but let it motivate you to get educated, not to sit in paralysis. You worry that a digital wallet is too complicated. You think you need a degree in computer science just to log in. I am here to tell you that Phantom Wallet was built specifically to solve that complexity. It is what we call a self-custodial wallet. What does that mean? It means you hold the keys. Not a bank, not a company, not a middleman. You. And while that sounds empowering, it also brings the fear of total responsibility. If you lose your keys, nobody can reset your password. That is the honest truth, and it is exactly why we are going to talk about how to do this right. So, what is the question you should be asking? The question isn't, should I gamble my retirement on crypto? The answer to that is a resounding no. The question is, if I choose to allocate a small, safe portion of my portfolio to digital assets, how does Phantom Wallet actually work to keep me secure and in control? Think of Phantom Wallet not as a bank account, but as a digital leather wallet that lives on your computer browser or your smartphone. When you install it, it doesn't ask for your name, your email, or your social security number. It is entirely private. Phantom gives you a public address, which is like your bank routing number. If someone wants to send you digital assets, or if you want to move assets from an exchange to your wallet, you use this public address. But to move money out of the wallet, you need your private key, which Phantom turns into a 12 or 24-word sentence called a seed phrase. This seed phrase is the master key to your vault. What makes Phantom unique and widely used is that it allows you to see and manage multiple different digital networks, like Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, all in one clean, easy-to-read screen. You don't have to switch between different confusing apps. It also has built-in security features that act like a digital security guard. If you try to connect to a website that looks suspicious, Phantom's built-in scam detection flags it instantly and warns you before you make a mistake. It even shows you a transaction preview, which means it tells you exactly what will leave your wallet and what will enter your wallet before you click approve. No surprises. But remember, Phantom is what the industry calls a hot wallet. That means it is connected to the internet. And if something is connected to the internet, it faces a higher risk than something locked away in a physical safe. For a retired person, using a hot wallet alone for your major savings is a mistake. So here is your actionable takeaway, and I want you to write this down. If you are going to use Phantom Wallet, you must combine it with a hardware wallet, like a ledger device. This is what we call cold storage. A hardware wallet is a physical device, like a secure USB drive, that keeps your private keys completely offline, away from hackers and the internet. Phantom Wallet has a beautiful feature that allows you to link your Ledger hardware wallet directly to it. This gives you the best of both worlds. You get the beautiful, easy-to-use, easy-to-read visual interface of Phantom on your computer, but every single transaction must be physically approved by you pressing a button on your offline device. If you decide to set up a Phantom Wallet, your absolute first step after downloading it is to grab a piece of paper and a pen. When the app generates your seed phrase, you write it down with your own hand. Do not take a photo of it with your phone. Do not type it into a Word document. Do not email it to yourself. If it touches the internet, it can be stolen. You write it on paper, and you put that paper in a fireproof safe or a safety deposit box. Retirement is about peace of mind. It is about knowing where your money is, knowing it is safe, and knowing you control it. Phantom Wallet is a powerful, elegant tool that puts the control back in your hands, but only if you use it with the discipline and the caution that your hard-earned wealth deserves. Stay safe, stay educated, and protect your principal.